Very good morning, students. This is Dr. Sangeeta on behalf of Zootech. Today, we are going to deal a topic on the general characteristics of phylum Aschelmanthus. So, the name Aschelmanthus was proposed by Grobin in the year 1910 in place of the older name Nematihelminthus. So, it has been derived from two Greek words. Askos means cavity and helminths means worm. Talking about the habitat of this phylum Aschelmanthus, they are mostly aquatic, terrestrial, free living or parasite in plants and animals. Aquatic, they live in water. Terrestrial, they live on land. Sometimes they are free living. And many roundworms, they live as parasites in plants and animals. So, they cause serious agricultural, veterinary and human health problems. So, these roundworms are also free living, as I told you, and they occur in freshwater, seawater and soil. And then if you take the body form, the body is circular. So, they are called roundworms because they appear circular in cross section. They appear circular in cross section, and hence the name as the roundworm. And they are, if you take the how the body is, they have a slender body, it's vermiform, unsegmented, flat or cylindrical, bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Triploblastic, they will be having three germinal layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm and the mesoderm. Vermiform, here it refers to worm-like body. They will be having an organ system grade of organization. So, all these times we are talking about the tissue grade of organization. Here we are talking about the organ system grade of organization, in which the digestive system, the excretory system are all well developed. So, the organ system grade of organization is seen in the case of phylum Aschelmanthus, and the most unique feature of this phylum Aschelmanthus is that the body wall, that is the body wall is with the syncytial externally covered with thick cuticle of scleroprotein. So, it is consisting of a firm non-living resistant cuticle, syncytial epidermis. Syncytial epidermis means we can say this is a multinucleated cell. That is a continuous layer of cytoplasm with scattered nuclei and a muscle layer. Okay. And then the cilia is absent and the body cavity is pseudocele. So, what is pseudocele? The body cavity is called pseudocele or pseudocoelum as it develops from the blastocele of the embryo. So, the pseudocele is filled with the pseudocoelomic fluid. So, pseudocele means what? It is not a true coelom because it is not lined with any of the mesodermal epithelium, and it represents a persistent embryonic blastocele. Talking about the alimentary canal, it is complete with a well developed mouth, muscular pharynx and anus. So, the alimentary canal is complete with a well developed mouth, muscular pharynx and anus. They do not have the circulatory or the respiratory system. Excretory system is by means of the Raynaud glands. So, the excretory is by means of Raynaud glands, that is excretory tubes. They, excretory tube, it removes the body waste from the body cavity through the excretory port. So, the excretory system, it will consist of gland cells or of canals or of both. So, in Ascaris, the example we will talk later, but let me brief you this example. In Ascaris, there will be a H-shaped excretory system of canals and complicated giant cell called as a Raynaud cell which is present. So, the ammonia is a main excretory matter. However, Ascaris also excretes urea. Then they are dioecious. That means the male, they are usually smaller than the females. The males are usually smaller than the females. That is, the sexes are separating. That is, call it as dioecious. Generally, they show sexual dimorphism. Often the females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal. Fertilization is internal. There is no asexual reproduction. There is no asexual reproduction. So it is oviparous in the case of Ascaris and ovoviviparous in the case of Wuchereria bancrofti. And talking about the development, it may be direct or it might be indirect. So the development may be direct or indirect. So during indirect development, a larva is present. The larva called as a filariform larva is present in Ankylostoma, that is a hookworm. Microfilaria larva is found in the Wuchereria bancrofti, that is a filarial worm, and rhabditiform larva is present in Ascaris and Enterobius in the case of pinworm. So, we have seen the general characters of phylum Aschelmanthus, in which the unique features are three. One is the syncytial epidermis. Second one, they will be having a muzzle layer of body wall consisting of longitudinal fibers only. They do not have the circular muscles. And the third one will be the presence of pseudocyte. I hope you are very clear with this phylum Aschelmanthus. Soon I will be uploading separate video on the Ascaris lumbricoids. Please subscribe my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Thank you.